The Federal Reserve is going to crash in 2027 around June. In this video, I'm going to explain why this prediction will manifest and how they used advanced numerology to found this entity for invincible wealth machine. Let's jump right into this. So here it is. This purple chart top center is called the higher self chart. It's based on the birthday. These flanking blue charts are also based on the birthday. The one on the right is the same as the purple chart. It's just a different presentation. We're going to start right there. This is the bottom layer of the potential. Now all these diamond charts you see are all fractals. They all stack on top of each other. They're all layers. The big orange one in the center, that is the further outermost layer, and these bottom ones are based on the name. So we have the potential and we have how that potential manifests, hence why the name expression here, which is this 9, is called as the destiny number. We're going to get into the destiny in a little bit. First, let's check this because this one, it's such an interesting case. For someone who studies numerology, it is clear to me as anything, I'm trying to think of a good analogy, clear as water, that they 110% used numerology to found this entity. There's not a question in my mind. Okay, so the origin of this Federal Reserve System, apparently they kind of snuck this bill in, I think it was in Christmas or on the holidays when nobody was really paying attention. Which is interesting because they have this 51-6 here, which is associated with assassination on one hand, but also on the other hand, to be able to rise to power very, very quickly. But it's okay. They did it because they founded the company on the 23rd. So we're going to jump right in and start there. So the day of the founding, 23rd, this is the month, this is the year. 1913 is at 14.5. So 23rd is called the Royal Star of the Lion. It is in Chaldean numerology the most protective vibration of all the other possible numbers. 5 is very protective in general, very lucky, gets away with stuff, but 23-5, there's not even a competition. The most luckiest one. It's like a Teflon number. They can do things and get away with it. So when you combine that with the 58-4, which is their target number, which is called the World Conqueror, which is how they integrate their core life theme. And what is the caveat of 58-4, which is a really good career number or business number, by the way, is that it's associated with a vibration who can come on the scene and take people by surprise and catch them off guard, which is exactly how this entity came to be. They caught people off guard to advance really quickly, but they used the 23-5 as like an invincible, like a shield, like to get away with it. So they kind of snuck this bill in and got away with it. So 23-5 is not just protection, it's also a very, very good wealth number, a very, very good abundance number. So let's go on. So first they have this 5 on the outer layer. So the day is the conscious awareness. It's the top layer. And the year is also a 5, which is the bottom layer. So you have a 5 on the top, they got a 5 on the bottom with this complete protection. Now, here is the month and here is the year. This creates what's called the Dharma line, the 35-8, which is the core life theme, which is what this 8 right here is showing. 3, 5, 8. So this is just the reverse presentation. So we're going to switch over to this chart now because this is going to make more sense in a minute. 3, 5, and 8 here, and you have the 3, 5, 8 here, which is also shown here. Why is that relevant? Because 3, 5, and 8 is called the money triad. Now, on top of that, or actually on top of a 28-1, this is the pillar number. So you have the money triad sitting on top of the number of wealth. So shout out to GG33, give him credit where credit is due. He's the one who revealed this number to the world. But as someone who studies billionaires, Fortune 500 companies, I've definitely come across it. Elon Musk born on 28, had a child born on 28. Bill Gates born on 28. Jeff Bezos married 28. Vladimir Putin born 280th day of the year, married at 28. Steve Jobs, 28 life path. Apple's at 28. Google's using 28. Vanguard's using 28. Coca-Cola's using 28. you're going to find 28 in the highest ratio of all the numbers associated with the Fortune 500 companies and the billionaires. So as the pillar number, it's showing that this diamond here is the bottom layer, the core potential of this entity. It's all resting on a 28, which is the pillar, which is what the potential is resting on, and how the potential is polarized, how it comes into focus. It all focuses and rests on the billionaire wealth number. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Of course, I'm not going to gloss over 22 and 13. These are also billionaire numbers. This is the life path, and brings out the gift, which is the 13 from the year. So let's go into the name. So the name is showing you how the potential is manifested into the world. It's one thing to have it in the birthday, but when it's in the name, that's when it becomes powerful. So that's why they put this 23 letter count, which again, 23, very auspicious number. It's very powerful. And if 23 wasn't prominent in the birthday, it would still be good. But because it's not only in the birthday, but is the day of birth itself, this becomes extremely powerful. The letter count is like an aura around the name, and the name is the entity itself. It's the vibration that manifests what we see as in the world as the Federal Reserve. So it's covered in this 23-5 Royal Star of the Lion protection. Now, I said Royal Star. As a quick side note, we're going to get into as well, the Federal Reserve is using all 4 of the major star numbers in key and prominent positions. The 23-5, the 37. These are the 2 most powerful ones of the 4. They're also using 65 and 51. We already saw a peek at 51, the Star of Man, 65, the Star of Persia. Okay, let's continue. So we mentioned the 28 here. Now, look at this. They have doubled up, bringing that 20th potential down into the center of the name itself. So all 3 of this, put this in perspective. All 3 of these charts are based on the name. This is the full name, the orange chart. Bottom right is the vowels. There's the 37. And the bottom left is the consonants, the personality chart, the 51-6, the money triad. We're going to get into that a little bit as well. But all that to say, this name line right here, if you take everything else out, this is the fulcrum, the foundation for all 3 of these charts. It is all centered with not 1, 2 28s. That's like a neon sign that they have the pillar and they're both right here in the center. So this is like a human body. This is the root chakra. This is the sacral. This is the solar plexus. This is like the heart. This is like the heart/throat center. And this is the third eye. They have double 28s on the heart. Why is the heart? Because if you look at the heart produces an electromagnetic field. I think it's 10,000 times more powerful than that of the brain. Not 1 times, not double, not 100 times, 10,000 times. More powerful in the brain, and it's 2 28s. Unbelievable. Now all of this is resting on the 65, which is the 3rd major star number. Depends, it's not really in order, but I would consider it as the 3rd best one. It's all resting on 65, the Star of Persia, another major wealth number. Now, the vowels, the 37, the Star of the Bull, the Star of Taurus, the Star of the Royals. Taurus is the 2nd house. It is the money house. It is a money number, big money number, and it's showing you in this position what they naturally attract. 37-1. And then we already covered the Star of Man, the 51-6, how this number is associated. In this position is showing you their intention, their mental energy. So this chart in general, the personality chart based on the consonants, is showing you how they focus all this energy into the world. They're focusing it with the money triad, the 53-8, using the 51-6 as their mental conscious intention, which is a number that can achieve very fast advancement. And so you have fast advancement in money and power. Now again, they covered their backs. They used this number off the back of the 23 letter count, 23 days, so they were protected. So putting the story together, you have a company, an entity that came out of nowhere and surprised everybody. Rapid ascension to power, became the core treasury department, basically, however you want to word that, the money machine of the United States, just right away, and somehow got away with it. A private entity took over a federal system that was previously backed with gold, which then became fiat. Now, Hitler got away with it too, 23.5, but the karma ended up coming back around, which we're going to talk about in the prediction. So the last thing I will say, which is really cool, is this is their cash flow center. It's the number 8, which is a number of money, which is interacting with double 28s. It's not an ordinary 8, it's a 17-8 off the back of a 10, which makes it that much more powerful. 17-8 is considered to be the most auspicious of all the 8 variants. It's also a star number. It's called the Star of Venus. And you'll see here, they brought that down from the potential in their outer essence, which is their pillar here, and the core outer potential here. They brought it down as their cash flow center. Amazing. So that gives you a little taste. I didn't go into all the name, I didn't go into everything, but that gives you a taste of how they use numerology to create. What we're looking at here is the imprint, the moment of conception, and how this energy, this potential, came and birthed into the world. And imprints are important because if you do the right thing at the right time and crystallize it with a name like this, which is how the potential takes shape, an initiation and a destiny are one and the same. As soon as you start something with the right imprint, that guarantees a certain destiny, because you have the potential like a zip file, which when it unpacks itself over time through the cycles, it leads to somewhere. So they set this company up to be like this invincible, caught you by surprise, world conqueror, rapid advancement to power, with this double layer of triple layer of protection around them. 22 and 13.4 billion numbers, but also the United States, which is where they founded it, was founded on the 4th, which means the 4 does very well in the United States. Okay, with that said, I hope you're able to see how they're using numerology to create these companies. This is no different. Now we're going to shift into predictions. Let's discuss why I said the Federal Reserve will crash in 2027 in around the June time. Let's start at the beginning. The Federal Reserve was founded in 1913. 1913 is the year of the ox. 2027 is the year of the goat. The goat is where the ox goes to die. The ox is where the goat goes to die. According to GG33, the ox and the goat are the number 1 most powerful enemy combination. It means they're the most inimical of all the other zodiacs. That's number 1. And this also, if you look back on the history of the Federal Reserve, you see this cyclically. 31, also year of the goat, they had the Depression. 1919, a major crash. And 1991, another year of the goat, a big recession. So this is cyclical, but this is going to be a different one. There's more. Why June? There's 2 major reasons for that. Number 1, that was when I first said, okay, the year of the goat, okay, got it. And what month is it going to be? I'm going to say June. Why? Because it was founded in Capricorn. And the enemy sign, because goat and ox are enemies because they are opposite from each other. The enemy or opposite sign of Capricorn is Cancer. Cancer starts in June and goes through July. So I said, let me look at the destiny rows and see if I can verify this. So the software that I'm using, it only goes out to 2020 because they were founded in 1913, and it has a limit on how many years it will display. So what we can say though is it will be the second to last year in their 8 destiny rhythm. So all we have to do is find an 8 destiny rhythm here and the second to last year of it here, and we can see this is what's going to be available. Because if we go and pick any other 8 destiny rhythm, first let's see, you can see here to show what I'm talking about, you see the 5, 5, 10, you'll see the 9, 10, 9, and the 10 at the bottom. Go to any other 8 destiny rhythm, which we'll see one here. The second to last one, there it is again, 5, 5, 10. So this is a cycle that they will be in. It's cyclical. So I want you to remember a couple things. Remember, this is their destiny number. We have the 9. We have the 7 here, which is also connected to the destiny. We have the double 8s. We have a 14, 5. We have the 11 here. We have the 11 here. It's important to note the company entity will be in June 113 years old, which means a 5. So I said, let me look at June. So here's June. And there it was, 9918 and 8816.7. 9918, not a miniature cycle close, a major close of a cycle. Major ending completion. If you don't know about 999 and about death, check out my case study on Hulk Hogan. Check out my case study on Greg Colorado. These are all in my Substack, substack.com/@Aumra. That's AAUMMRA. I have a lot of case studies on there. I want to draw your attention to these two because you'll see the number 9 plays a major role in their deaths and death in general. Why? Because 9 is a number of completion. It's the end of a cycle. It's also the precursor to a new cycle. That's number 1. And I want to draw your attention back to the 9 here. The 9 is their destiny number. Double 88s. Remember the double 88s? 88, 16, 7, double 8s, and the 7 here. 88, 16, 7 is one of the 3 major karmic penalty numbers in Chaldean numerology. When it comes associated with the destiny rows, sometimes called year rows, sometimes called year ranks. This is a Chaldean predictive calculations, which is why one of the reasons why it's such an advanced system. They have been used with laser-like accuracy. So 88, 16, 7, when it comes in connection with future events, shows major losses. Now, you'll notice that June of 2027, which, by the way, 2027 is 11 universal year. Remember I said number 11? There's your 11, and there's your 11. This is all that connected to the destiny here. The 5, the day of the age that they'll be is a 5, the 11, the 9, the 88, the 7. It's a universal 11 year. It's also, though, a 27 gift of the year, shadow. So in certain systems like Conqueror numerology, 27 is actually considered the year with a broader theme of the 11. But 27, 9 again, closure, completion. So pick a random day 13 in the month of 6 in 2027, which is a 2-month. You'll see the Dharma line is the 8. There again is the 8, and 8 is karma. That's why 88 is one of the karmic penalty numbers. It's a number of karma. It's a loss of status. 16-7. 88 is karmic repercussion that and this is, of course, an imbalance. It has balance, but in general, it's connected to future events. Karmic repercussion that causes loss of status. Some sort of humbling or humiliation. These reasons is why I am predicting the Federal Reserve will crash in 2027 around the June time. And it is a further prediction of mine that this will not be a normal crash. This has the potential to be the financial reset we've all been waiting for. We've been hearing about for many years about this epic financial reset because Federal Reserve is doing fiat money, which means it's not backed by anything, which means there's a bubble. And the bubble will always pop. I'm saying that this bubble has an extremely high potential. It is going to pop, at least initiate around June of next year. 2027, not next year, 2027. Okay, I will end the video here without making it too much longer. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, leave them underneath this video. If you're not watching on Substack, go on and head over to my Substack and subscribe. It's free. You can also access all my archives with all my case studies, blogs. Of course, also my new podcast, the Golden Sun Numerology Podcast, with my co-host Nini. For readings, consultations, visit almra.com, where you can find my new 28-minute consultations for $55, and also my signature service of name change numerology. I also do business numerology and some other deep dives if you're interested in doing that, where I can deep dive on you using my signature system I call numeroastrology, which is a combination of Vedic and Vietnamese astrology and Chaldean and Ankara numerology. Until next time, happy manifesting. God bless. Om.